Bless our Gramps and Gran. Rain, rain. It was a grey, rainy afternoon in early September. Brother and sister and Honey were playing in their Noah's Ark playset. All that rain gave them the idea. Noah, his family, and the animals from the ark were spread out on the rug, but the rain was still getting the cubs down. They looked about as dull and dreary as the weather. "Why so gloomy?" asked Papa. "I thought you'd still be excited from the start of school last week." "And that reminds me," said Mama, "don't you cubs have homework to do?" "Ah, Mama," groaned Brother, "that's why we feel gloomy. All we have to look forward to is homework, homework, and more homework." "But Halloween will be coming up pretty soon," said Papa. "Not for nearly 2 months, moaned Sister. Papa looked at the calendar. "Did you know that a very important holiday is just a few days away?" he asked. "Which one is that?" asked Sister. "Grandparents' Day," said Grandpa. "We've never heard of that," said the cubs. "It's right here on the calendar," said Papa. Sure enough, the very next Sunday was Grandparents' Day. Grandparents' Day always falls on the Sunday after Labor Day. "Can we celebrate Grandparents' Day with our own Gramps and Gran?" asked Sister. "Good idea," said Mama. "In fact, we should start a new Bear family tradition. Let's celebrate Grandparents' Day every year starting this year." The cubs were thrilled. They wanted to do something to show Gramps and Gran how much they loved them. But what? They had lots of experience with Mother's Day and Father's Day, but they'd never done a Grandparents' Day before. "Why don't you think of all the ways Gramps and Gran are important to you?" suggested Papa. "That may help you get some ideas." "Well," said Brother, "I love it when Gramps takes us fishing. He always baits our hooks for us. And I love it when Gran takes us on nature walks," added Sister. "She knows the names of all the birds and the butterflies." "Those are good things," said Mama. "What else?" "Gramps plays checkers with us," said Brother. "But he's not very good at it. We always beat him." "And Gran plays cards with us," said Sister. "She's not very good at that either. We always win." "Gramps plays the banjo and the harmonica," said Brother. "And he can whistle Yankee Doodle through his nose," said Sister. "Gran bakes us cookies, cakes, and pies," said Brother. "And she lets us lick the spoon," said Sister. "Yum," said Honey. The cubs thought of more special things that about their grandparents. "Gramps makes toys and models for us," said Brother. "He can even build a ship in a bottle." "Gran knits sweaters and scarves for us," said Sister. "She can even make dolls and doll clothes." "Didn't they make your whole Noah's Ark set for you?" Papa reminded them. "Yes, they did," said Brother. "Gramps made the ark, and Gran made Noah, his family, and the animals," said Sister. "Did you ever think about what happened to Noah and his wife after the flood when they left the ark with all the animals, their sons, and their sons' wives?" asked Mama. "No," said Sister, puzzled. "What happened?" "They became grandparents," said Mama. "That's right," said Brother. "Everyone was having babies all over the place." Papa nodded. "God told them to be fruitful and increase in number to fill up the earth again. And that's just what they did." "Maybe we could write a story about Noah and his wife and all their grandchildren for Gramps and Gran," said Sister. "And we could give it to them right after church on Sunday," said Brother, "on Grandparents' Day." "What a great idea," said Mama and Papa. The cubs set to work. Mama and Papa helped them learn about Noah's family in the Bible. It turned out Noah and his wife had 16 grandsons. What about granddaughters? Asked Sister. Didn't they have any granddaughters? Well, said Papa, the Bible doesn't mention it, but I think they must have had granddaughters. There's Noah and Mrs. Noah, Noah's sons and their wives, Japheth and Mrs. Japheth, Ham and Mrs. Ham, Shem and Mrs. Shem. These are the children of Japheth: Gomer, Magog, Madai, Jaron, Tubal, Meshech, Tiras, Betsy, Chris, Millie, Lulu, Debbie, Gwen, Patty. The children of Ham: Cush, Mizrah, Put, Canaan, Sue, Jasmine, Riley, Caitlin. The children of Shem: Elam, Asher, Arphax, Lud, Aram, Heather, Babs, Ginger, Rita, Shirley. The cubs made a big book with pictures of Noah, his wife, their sons and wives, and all 16 grandsons. They gave them 16 granddaughters too, just to even things out. Brother wrote the names of the grandsons next to each of them. Sister and Honey gave names to the granddaughters. After church on Sunday, the Bear family visited with Gramps and Gran to give them their gift. Gramps and Gran were delighted. Isn't this adorable, said Gran. Look at all those grandchildren. Here are Noah's 16 grandsons, said Brother. They're just like me. And here are all his granddaughters, said Sister. They're just like me. Me too, said Honey. Grizzly Gran studied Noah's granddaughters. Did Noah really have granddaughters named Betsy, Chris, and Millie? She asked. Never mind about that, said Mama, laughing. What's important is that you have grandcubs who love you. Happy Grandparents' Day, said the cubs. Give Gramps and Gran big bear hugs. Thank you, grandcubs, said Gramps, hugging them back. We may not have as many grandchildren as Noah and his wife, but we do have 3 of the very best.